Hello everybody, once again this is Lehman Crafton Jr. aka Zor Valachan Less Than Guru with day 3 of the character creation challenge. Today I decided to do Legend of the Five Rings around 1996 to probably 1998 or so. This was my favorite game, always tied with Torg because Torg's always been my favorite game, but it has ties. But yes, Legend of the Five Rings, I was introduced as a player, and then me and the game master decided to be co-game masters, and towards the end I kind of took over, and I don't actually remember if it was me being selfish and wanting to control the plot, or if it was the other game master wanting to play, but we each had our own characters that we would use as GM NPCs, and I know that's by a lot of people considered bad, but we did that with a pretty good sized party elsewhere. And it was just a way to keep our characters kind of in line and up to levels with the other character. I probably will do a review of this game afterwards, because when I was thinking about making character and kind of trying to revise or my thoughts on the rules and trying to restore them and kind of figure out how to do things, a ton of old memories came back. So this might be a little bit longer than my last two because those were basically easy systems. This one shouldn't be too bad because I decided I will be a samurai bushi and not the I can't even remember what the names were. Whatever the magic users' names were in Legend of the Five Rings. It's been so long since I played this. I never got interested really in the other games. I did put an end to this game, as in the campaign ended, and it's just one of those that after that, I never really took interest in it again. I looked at a couple of the manuals after that for various later editions, and they never just grabbed me like this first one did. But here is the original character sheet that I just printed from the back of the book, Legend of the Five Rings. One thing that I remembered is you get different level wounds, and they give you modifiers, which I thought was kind of cool and interesting. A few games did that around this time or before, but it wasn't something very popular. Let me move up the camera a little. So basically you have name, you have clans, you have professions, you got your five rings. Each one except for void, there were the other four elementals and void, or elements I guess I should say. They each had two attributes associated with them except for void. And you always had just really easy place to put primary weapon, primary armor, target number to be hit, skills, etc. So let's go ahead and dive in. And the first thing that I will put down before my name and anything else is, like I said, I'll be a bushi. So that is the samurai. And I get to choose a clan. And anybody that knows me knows that I love Scorpion Clan. So yes, I am going to just be my Scorpion Clan. Scorpion Clan, because that's how I roll with L5R. I never really played the card game. I know the Scorpion were destroyed or whatever in it, but in this game it takes place before that, and so you get to play a Scorpion Clan, and that is what I will be doing. As you can see, Mars is over here. He's been whining ever since I started getting stuff out because he wants to participate, but it's hard because then he's covering the character sheet. So if I open the book, I remember when I was looking through it, these memories came back to me, was that they had a whole big question things, like a game of 20 questions that the game master or you would ask yourself to try to figure out motivations and things about your character. So you could write a, or answer a bunch of these questions, the kind of kid, the character background, and then you figured out what type. You choose your clan and you choose your family. Again, Mars, come on, Mars. I will let you in the next video, okay? So I chose the clan. So then I'm going to choose a family, and I just remember, yes, you have families. In the extra books they had, like the source book for the clans, The Way of the Scorpion, they had extra families, but I'm just going to stick to the main one because this is a video. It gets long. Like I said, I do think it's easier for me to just blah, blah, blah instead of actually writing down stuff, because who knows how long I'm going to be editing and trying to make sure that all my grammar is correct and punctuation and all of that stuff. So if I go to here, boom, I open it up and I got to the Scorpion section. So I think it was Bayushi was the Bayushi Bushi school, which I always thought was a funny thing to say. So is there a place for, I'm not seeing it, but let's just put, it's the Bayushi. It's the samurai clan, the samurai family of the Scorpion clan that are kind of sneaky things. And I remember one of my catchphrases as my Bayushi Bushi character back in the day was when people would accuse me of being a ninja because I would be sneaky and everything, and I would always just say, there are no ninja. There are no ninja. So that is something that I do. So basically what happens is, I believe, is you have a 2. And I don't remember that. I just read it before that. And then it looks like I get a +1 to my intelligence, and my beginning honor is 1 + 5. So basically I'd have 2 in all these, but my intelligence is 1 higher. So let's make that a 3. And then I'll keep all the other ones not filled in until I kind of get to the end. And then honor, it looks like it's 1 + 5 boxes, and somewhere down here, yes, down here is honor. The Scorpion were the underhanded clan. They were the ones who did all the dirty work. And the other clans didn't trust them because they did all the dirty work, but it was to keep the honor of the emperor intact. So they kind of sacrificed their honor so that they would keep the emperor's honor. And I always thought that was an interesting concept. So I can do that. And then basically there were up to 5 ranks here. And so at rank 1 is the starting character, and it looks like techniques and skills. So the Bayushi school's motto is strike first, strike last, which I always thought was funny because it's a lot like the Karate Kid. What is it? In Cobra Kai is out now. Strike first, strike hard. So it's very amusing to me, I guess. But this Bushi rolls 2 dice for initiative, keeping both. So that's interesting. So I guess you roll 2 dice and you keep both. So you initiative. I'll just write a little initiative. Roll 2d. Keep both. And again, I'm writing slantways because to get my camera coordinated, I gotta go from the side, but I got my technique down. So then they got some skills, which I need to figure out if those are the only skills I start with or those skills that get bonuses. I guess I should have probably read a little bit more. Sometimes things get a little complicated when you haven't read something in a decade or 2. I guess it's been closer to 2 decades since I played that now. But let's go back to we have the 20 questions here. And then I chose my clan, I chose my family, I chose my school. My family and school were the same. You can go to different schools if you want to. Sometimes it costs more points. And then the fourth is character points, and you get 25 points, and you get to spread those out. A skill is 1 character point per rank. If you want to raise a trait, which is one of these individual ones, they cost 1 point, or sorry, 8 points. But if you want to do Void, since Void doesn't have 2, then that one costs 12 points. And then raising your honor rank by 1, which I'm not even going to read because I'm a Scorpion, don't care about honor, costs some points. And then glory, and that's kind of the same thing. And then you get some advantages and disadvantages that you can read about. So I do want to kind of look, because I might be, let's see, over here on the Scorpion. I remember I have 20, so choose a family, choose a profession, customize your character, and it kind of gets a little more in depth. And as you notice, this I've had to tape these color pages falling out, and so I was trying to tape, and this was before I worked at a place that I would have realized you don't tape the inside of books. You always glue the inside of books and you tape the outside of books. So if you ever have a book falling apart and you don't like get it professionally rebound or something, just remember that. Glue on the inside, tape on the outside. Character point cost, they go through that again. Lowering, raising honor, not really going to do that. You get outfit and then determining insight. So let's go ahead. I thought there was a specific thing, but there isn't for that. So let's take a look at, can we find where the honor or disadvantages and advantages are? There's some weapons. Okay, what I'll say is, since I did not realize this was going to be this complicated when I had not actually gone over everything beforehand, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to take some look at the advantages and disadvantages and come back. So I will unpause it soon. Hope we'll to you it'll be very, very soon. Okay, I did some research and reading so I can continue for a while. If I get to another section that I have trouble with, I will inform you, pause it, and look again. So I did find out that as I was going through it, that being Bayushi, I actually get a +1 agility here. So that would actually raise my agility here also to 3. And when both of these traits or attributes then go up to the same number, then this increases. So these are all 2s. If one of them is a 3, it stays what the lowest one is, but if they both go up to 3, then it goes to 3. And you do get these skills at rank or level 1, whatever you want to call it, for free. So I get archery, 1, defense, 1, and if I pronounce words wrong, I am very sorry. This is one of those things that when you read stuff and you understand things reading wise, but then you try to pronounce them, people might laugh. So this is kind of a duels, Iijutsu and then Kinjutsu for actual just like fighting melee to melee. Poison, because you got to do that underhanded stuff. Sincerity, which is extremely important for Scorpion characters. And stealth. So that's kind of what, I'll put that book up there, is what I'm kind of starting off with now. And I got 25 points to spend. So I was looking at the book here, seeing what might be some good advantages and disadvantages for the scorpions. And it's weird, they have a chart back here, quick, that gives all the skills, advantages and disadvantages and cost. But way beforehand is where they actually list them out kind of in detail. So that is kind of strange that the list, the skills and everything are up here, and then you have to go through all the clans and how all the clans are separate, and then to find the big list at the end. It's also kind of interesting that, like, this page here, if I show you this, let's see, back here, this is a normal paper, and then they have the glossy paper for the color stuff. But right about here, they start getting that glossy paper, but it's the black and white. So this page here is actually different material than this page here. Kind of interesting. So I was kind of going through some of these advantages and disadvantages, and being the strike first, strike last, let's down here. Oh, let's see if I can turn that back. I want quick. And quick adds a 1k 0 to a niche. And that means you roll an extra die, but instead of keeping both of them, then you still keep the same. So with my technique where I roll 2d and keep both, here would make it so that I roll 3d10s. D10s are what the L5 rings, at least first edition, is based off of. Like I said, I don't know second edition or any of the ones afterwards to comment, but this means I'd roll 3d and keep the highest one. And now that I'm thinking about it, I do think that dice exploded on 10s, so that is a pretty good way to make sure that I get initiative. So the other thing that I was looking at that I thought might be interesting would be read lips, because scorpion characters are always trying to find out secrets, and reading lips would really help with finding out secrets, since scorpions are that sneaky clan that are kind of can be thieves and rogues. I'm gonna put one. I'm gonna get perfect balance. I think that might help, but I'm trying to get somewhere that I probably shouldn't be. And then there's certain advantages and stuff that you can take a -1 for certain clans, and scorpions for that are blackmail. Basically, scorpions can get a whatever they get some blackmail on, they can. There will sometime be somebody that they can blackmail at a certain glory or less, and since it's at a -2, or sorry, -1 for scorpions, I could get that at 1 for free for not paying anything. So quick is 3 points. I'll go ahead and I'll write that over here. Read lips is 2. Perfect balance is 2, and then that blackmail for a person at 1 is at 0. So right now I'm looking at a total of 7 for advantages. I looked at some disadvantages, which give points, and something that I thought was pretty interesting, especially for a scorpion character. I'm gonna kind of maybe turn that so you can see it, but I can have an easier time writing maybe. I can just write like this. That I thought would be interesting. Insensitive. It means I'm out for myself. And I need to spend a void point if I want to help somebody else and put while putting myself at risk. So I get a negative 2 points. That costs for that. And then haunted, meaning I'll take it at a one, a -1. And what that means is that once per story, I have an ancestor ghost that really doesn't like what I'm doing, and they'll come and they'll complain at me, and that's something that the game master will have to make sure that they bring out. And then I'll just write over here. There's one for -3 as a compulsion. It can be an addiction, but it doesn't have to be like a narcotic. And I want to do sweets. So any type of candy is going to really, my character is going to have a sweet tooth with a target number of 20. So I'd have to I think they said an honor test against a 20, which sounds very difficult to do. So basically, if somebody tries to tempt me with sweets, that is my weakness, and probably even kind of verging on the side of a blackmail type thing against me. So I did have Bayushi, but I just saw that school is here, so I can write Bayushi here, and the rank is a rank 1. So right now I got all that down. If I take my negatives and my positives here, like I said, my positives are 7 and my negatives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So -6. So my overall for advantages and disadvantages is they cost me 1 point. So right now I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you start off with 25. So if I just want to maybe over here in this at 25, and I already got 8 subtracted. So that's going to leave me 17 points. So what I could do is I can add some points over here. Maybe I'm looking earth, stamina, willpower, strength, perception. Perception might be good. So let me raise my perception, and that's going to cost 8 points. So now I'm down to 9 points. And then I definitely want to get my Iijitsu and Kinjitsu in case I need to do any duels or get any actually fighting. So and defense. So from what I read, you can only raise it 2 more. So I'm going to raise each of those to 2 more times to get those at 3. So 3, 3, 3, and then so that's 2 more points. So that's 6. So I got 3 points left, and then I can look at the other skills and such, and see if there might be something. And right now, I'll just show by just opening this book now. This that section now is coming out. So I'm gonna probably at some point I will need to be gluing the inside of that book and doing it properly now. So looking at other schools or skills, athletics could always be important. So that's 1 point. And then cipher could be good. And then I got 1 more point to spend. Acting or etiquette. Etiquette or acting. Etiquette. Act. Both of those could be useful. But let me go ahead and do etiquette. It might be good even though really, as a scorpion, I don't care about etiquette. I want to at least appear to care about etiquette. So, right here, I got all my skills. So, that was 3 extra skills. That should take care of my 25. Then, all of these would be twos. Boys, two, two. And then anybody who's in my group that played back in will definitely know what the name's going to be. But I'll be male, she, show, shoe. Basically, the book is funny, or I won't say funny. The book is really good at trying to immerse yourself into the culture and everything of Rokugan, which is the kingdom, the not really the world, but the empire that you're within. It's heavily based off of samurai and Japanese culture and tradition, and they have this place where they break it up into syllables and stuff. And I thought it would be funny, me just being Lehman trying to be funny, to take a bunch of the syllables and just throw them together randomly. So that's where I got the Shisho Shu, and people who'd game with me would know what comes after that. One that I gave myself, and another one that other people gave me. In the as a previous Scorpion character. Um, Wounds. Let's see what wounds. How you figure out those. I think it's your Earth times something, but I can't remember if it's a 2 or a 3. So actually, before I do that, I'll probably pause that and come back. One thing that was funny when I was looking over the sample character creation, they list out. They say basically here's equipment that you can start with, and here's an example of it. And then they went through. Here it is. So they say, like, if you're a Bushi, if you start with basic, you get this. If you're advanced, you get this. If you're rich, you get this. Shugenja, that was the name of the magic users. But then they list specifically, if you're crab, what type you get: crane, dragon, lion, phoenix, and unicorn, and there's no scorpion. And I sat here for a while going, what's up with that? And then it's one of those things that here it's not redundant, but other places it is, and it always is interesting when I see something that they showed you character creation in general, but then they get really specific. And I mean, they even do that for the Ronin, so I'm not quite sure why that general thing was needed when they actually gave you a very specific one for always. But the outfit here. So it says here your outfit beginning equipment is listed on the following page. So and then you go over here, and I believe it's, oh, I saw it. Outfit down here. So Bushi outfits are average. The katana, wakizashi, bow, 20 arrows of any types, light armor, traveling pack, any one weapon, kimono, and 2 koku, which are the currency. Samurai usually don't pay for things; they use their status as payment, so it's not a loot-heavy game in coinage. Um, do they have a place for actual? I guess they have primary weapons, so I get the katana and the wakizashi. For my backup weapon, it says you get any one weapon. I will choose a no dachi, which is a two-handed large two-handed katana. Armor, I get light armor, which I remember it being light armor is 5, I believe. So my reflexes, which here are 8 or 2. 2 times 5 is 10. So that's going to give me a 15 to be hit, a target number of 15. I do remember that. So I'm sorry, I have the camera still open again, turning it so that I can write correctly, because this is a lot more than what the other character sheets I was doing the last 2 days were. So 15 target number to be hit there. I guess I'd write on the back, but I'll just write down here since I'm just doing a quick character that I would have a let me go back to here, consider average. I get a bow, 20 arrows, traveling pack. I spelled traveling wrong. Got my weapon, a kimono, and 2 koku. So the only thing that I really need is I'm going to figure out what the weapons do, and then I'm going to figure out my wounds there. So let me pause again, and I will be back once I figure out those rules. Okay, I am back. So I figured out wounds is your earth times 2. So I'll write 4 in each of these boxes. And basically, if I remember correctly, what happens is when you take points of damage, you count them down. So if I would take 8, I would be hurt here and have a -1. So people that had higher earths, it would take longer to go down. And then for my weapons, if I want to write those over here, the katana is 3k2, the wakizashi is 2k2, and the nodachi is 3k3. And again, what that meant is you would roll 3 dice and keep 2 of them. And you could choose any dice you wanted to keep. So you don't always have to keep the highest, and they did give some reasons in the book why you might not want to keep the highest, but I'll talk about that in the review and not just the character sheet. So here is my character of Legends of the Five Rings, first edition. Shisho Shuko, or sorry, Shisho Shu. Well, that just spoiled that. Scorpion Clan, Bayushi Bushi, wearing light armor. Starting out, fire is my primary of agility and intelligence. I have a slightly decent perception. Once I get my strengths up to 3, my water will go up to 3 also. And my technique is I add 1 and keep it to my initiative, and with my advantage, actually my initiative is a 3, keep 1. I got 1 honor, half filled in, and I got some good skills that I think a starting Scorpion Clan Bushi probably should get. So I will go ahead and wrap that up and consider this a successful character that if I spend a little more time refreshing my memory about the actual rules, but I could jump in right now and play and then just read as need be, or have a helpful player or game master help me with the other things. So once again, I am Lehman Crafton Jr., aka Zorval-chan Less Than Guru, with the Character Creation Challenge Day 3.